Rookie rugby, or flag rugby, is a safe, non-contact game that can be enjoyed by boys and girls of all ages. The rules are simple, the game is easy to learn, and minimal equipment is required. The game can be adapted to accommodate teams of all sizes depending on available space. I'm going to show you how our tag belts are actually used properly. So you're going to notice that there's one side of the belt that's a full Velcro. You're going to want to make sure that that goes to the outside when you're having the students put them on. So my guy here is going to put it here, and we're going to wrap. We want to make sure that our belt is fairly snug so that it won't come off. We don't want it so tight that it's causing a problem for him as far as breathing. So once we have it there, we're going to then attach our tag belts or our flags to the belt. And one little trick that you can teach the students is you can actually take it and flip the Velcro side downward, okay, making sure that it's right on the side of the hip. And what that does is it just allows the belt to kind of pull away from the body a little bit. So you'll notice on this side, if I put it straight down, it stays really snug to the body, and it makes it more difficult for the defender to grab the flag. So that's just a little trick. From there, it pulls it apart just slightly. We want to make sure that they're on either side of the hips of the athlete. In this example, we have the student showing his jersey or his penny on the outside of the flag belt. We want to make sure that we absolutely do not allow this, as it makes it very difficult now for me to try to grab the flag as a defender. But it also, when I do grab it, if you were able to successfully grab it, and I have to give this back to him, it's more difficult now for him to try to get that flag attached back to the belt, and it's going to basically take away from his gameplay experience. One other thing that you're going to want to look for as a teacher and as a teaching point for the students is to make sure when they're attaching the belt, sometimes kids will have a tendency, they will attach it on the outside and they'll come back through the inside of the belt and basically try to wrap it around there. Now, if I'm a defender and I'm trying to grab that, okay, it's really difficult. So making sure that the kids are securing them properly so that there's no advantage gained as far as gameplay. The objective of the game is to move the ball downfield, okay, either by running, passing, and catching, and you're essentially trying to score a try. So with our try line, you're going to be trying to ground the ball with downward pressure. Okay, so I'm going to have Frankie here. He's going to demonstrate where he's going to run across the try line and ground the ball properly with downward pressure. So go ahead here, Frankie. Okay, that would be a great example. One of the common mistakes or common errors that you'll see young students make as part of the game when they're trying to score a try is they will actually use their forward momentum and kind of throw the ball forward. So again, we want to reinforce that concept of downward pressure. So Frankie's going to show us a non-example in which he's running across the line, and you're going to see that the ball is not moving downward. So go ahead. In this example, the try would be disallowed.
A couple of safety aspects that we want to talk about as they relate to scoring a try. We want to teach the kids to never leave their feet, okay? Part of it is they're going to probably associate the game of rugby a little bit to football, and there might be a tendency to feel like they've got to break the plane with the ball. So we want to teach them again, they only are on their feet. So here's a non-example. Frankie's going to show us where he's going to actually slide feet first going into there, and as there's a defender trying to attack. Go. Equally as dangerous, then we show what the head first slide. Okay, so now he's going to try to score a try. Go ahead. So our obvious teaching points are we don't want people, we don't want to have collisions there. We have limited equipment here, so we don't want to see kids diving together, banging heads, and also we don't want our defenders trying to leave their feet to try to grab flags as well. They might get kicked in the face as that happens, so we want to teach the kids, always stay on your feet. So we're going to talk a little bit about tagging the ball carrier. So the person with the ball is the only person that can be tagged. So you can't grab the flags from somebody who's not in contact with the ball. Okay. One thing that I'd like to see us teaching the students is that when I actually take their flag, I'm going to yell tag. That allows that person that they were actually tagged, because sometimes they might not feel that flag coming off the belt. Okay, after they are tagged, the ball carrier now has either 3 steps or have 3 seconds in which to pass the ball to a teammate. Okay, I have to, if I take the off of somebody, I have to then give it back to them. Okay, and they would have to reattach that flag to their belt. They would be eligible to re-enter the game. One thing to note here is that if the ball carrier has had a flag taken away from them and they're really close to the try line, they aren't allowed to carry on, say maybe 1 or 2 steps and then score the try. They're ineligible to score points when they have had a flag removed. As a defensive concept, one of the things that we want to make sure that is really clear to the students is basically establishing like a line of scrimmage. So as a defender, not able to be behind anybody with that has the ball. So you're going to have to kind of leave like 5 meters space. So that also becomes when the ball carrier is tagged, now our defense is going to have to retreat and make sure that they're giving that kind of a 5-meter cushion so that the offense has a chance to reestablish an attack. So an example here, they're coming up, they're going to grab the ball or grab the flag, yelling flag. These defenders are now backing up.
As illustrated in this example, following a successful tag, the entire defending team retreats approximately 5 meters before re-establishing a defensive attack.
So we're going to highlight a drop ball scenario, or something that we call a knock. So that would occur when there's a pass from an offensive player to another offensive player, and the ball's made contact with that person, and then the ball's going forward. Okay. In that scenario, the opposition gets the ball, they're going to pick it up, make one pass, and then basically the regular gameplay will continue. Our offending team then is going to have to back up and give them the 5 meters before they come up and attack or try to take the belt. So in the scenario here, the pass going backwards, okay, hits her, it's here, red's going to come up to it, white's moving back. They're going to make a pass, and now the game's going to continue. In the situation of a drop ball, offensive team's made a pass. It's not been completed. Our defensive team's going to come to the ball. White, you're going to back up. He's going to make sure that he's bending down and he's picking the ball up. He's not going to come in and dive onto the ball, because then we're going to have, again, the element of safety in question. One of the key teaching points that we want to enforce with the students is to make sure that the ball is always being passed backwards. Okay, so if in this example, if we've got our guy going here and there's a forward pass, okay, the referee would blow the whistle down and the opposing team would scrimmage the ball from here. The red would have to retreat back 5 meters and continue on. So again, a key teaching point that we want to teach the students, and in particular our ball carriers, to always have 2 hands on the ball. Okay, that will allow them to make have an option for a pass in either direction. But from a tactical perspective, if we incorporate our defender, okay, they will then have access to making sure that they will be able to grab the flag from the tag belt. In this scenario, if we show that with the student with one hand on the ball, and if this guy's trying to come in here, we don't ever want them to try to knock the tag away with their arm. So again, if they always have those two hands on the ball, they don't have the option of trying to obstruct the tagger. From a defensive perspective, there's something else that we want to teach the students is if he's coming in to get he's not ever allowed to rip the ball out of the offensive person's hand. And also, from an offensive side, we can't have our person with the ball turn and your teammate come and basically take it like a handoff. That would be illegal as well. We want to make sure that this ball always has to be released from the hands and passed in that manner. We're going to highlight a scenario where the offensive player is running out of bounds to avoid being tagged. So here, our offensive player goes, he's run out of bounds. In this circumstance, the official would blow the whistle. The defending team then would get the ball here, and our white, who was the offense, will retreat behind 5 meters, and our play will continue.
At the beginning of the game and following a try, play begins at the center of the playing field. The defending team is approximately 5 meters away from the ball. A free pass is initiated by the offensive team on the official's whistle, and play begins.